Yo, what's poppin', y'all?
What's
We back.
up, y'all? Another week of Jaye and Hatah.
Another wonderful episode.
Yes, how you feeling this
I
week?
am straight. How about yourself?
I'm doing really, really good.
So tell them what happened this week. Tell them what's popping this week. Tell them what's dropping.
First of all, I have to say this as a senior regional Texas member of the chapter of the Beehive. You know, FlexPark came out today. Ivy Park, the little cute orange that she's doing, the little orange theme.
Orange bucket hat like Jay-Z.
Man, listen. For those of you who listen to us that are a part of the Beehive and like to get the Ivy Park drop, this one was particularly stressful for the simple fact that, you know, every release they try to do something a little different.
Yeah.
So of course you want to be signed up to like the news and notifications. Well, this time they were like, oh, for the
Twitter and everything.
For the exclusive Ivy Park access, you will get, you know, access to the line like 2 hours before, but you have to go through the Adidas app.
Okay.
Was at 11 o'clock. As soon as 11 o'clock hit, the app crashed. And I mean, it was crashed for like 45 minutes.
You just saw y'all bombarded.
For all these people that said they weren't going to get anything, the app crashed for 45 minutes. But long story short, I got my stuff.
You got what you wanted.
I mean, and I got what I wanted without having to fight after the app crashed. So, you know, I did my job, and I believe, you know, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter would be proud of me.
So you spent $75 on the towel?
No, I did not. The beach towel, however cute, the little tumbler cup or whatever was
That's
cute.
$45.
And the bag was $120. The beach bag.
You should get a free bucket hat.
I should get a box next time because I feel like I have paid Blue Ivy's tuition to whatever school she's going to just from these past couple of Ivy Park drops. Yes, but I didn't spend too much this time. The line wasn't really that big.
I mean, also she could have knocked y'all in the head again here in a few months anyway.
Man, there's a fall lineup coming, and apparently it's supposed to be really big. All I know is I am ready, and I am waiting to pay for the twins' piano lessons. Because that's where my money will probably be going. She's gonna get a lot of it, so. But I'm happy.
That's what's up. I'm glad you was able to get what you want.
Me too, because this episode would be totally different if I didn't. Because I'd probably have to have a session with my therapist. But anyway.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Because I know you don't really listen to the news a lot.
No, I try to stay away.
But you know the Olympics is coming.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard, but the Polish swim team, have been sent home because of a clerical error. Olympic sponsored person misfilled out the information on the paperwork, submitted one too many people, and as soon as they landed, they was like, hey, by the way, you 5, you got to get on the plane and go back.
Wait.
You can't compete.
Because they entered like extra names or forgot names or something like that?
So they like blasting like the committee, and the committee people was like, yo, I'm sorry, it's my bad. They like, yo, you wasted 5 years of our lives. Y'all mess up on paperwork.
What? Oh, those white people, man.
Yo, they are up. They are upset. I mean, rightfully so.
Is Poland ready to fight?
Because it's like, think about it. You training and you competing for 4 to 5 years.
Because the Olympics aren't every single year, so you're thinking 4 or 5 years in the future. I'm trying to get to Olympics 2021 or whatever the case may be. Oh,
that's crazy, man. I don't know if I can come back from that.
Yeah, no, that's when it was at that moment that my life changed forever.
Because it's out of your control. Like,
yeah, you're like, is this the universe? Is this?
Yeah, I just what be?
Who am I?
Speaking of the universe, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Lil Uzi Vert.
Fifi.
Let's talk about Fifi. He the first Negro to brought the planet.
Is he the first Negro or just the first person? Period.
Person. Period.
And what is he? Well, so you buying a planet that you're probably never going to go to.
But it's his. So the one time, if somebody was to ever go there, whatever he name it.
What they going to do, pay space taxes because they there?
I mean, by the time they get there, he ain't going to be here. So,
right.
But they will already have a name. So whatever he going to name it, let's say.
But who's to say that? How can we just buy another planet?
I mean, think about how much money.
Well, I mean, if Christopher Columbus could come over here and just
claim some shit,
claim all of this, then how you just
got to say you the first, like Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy is the first of everything.
So therefore, therefore it's his. He bought it, so it's his.
I guess
so. If it's already some people on there, he owned them too.
But is weed legal on the planet?
It gotta be.
Okay. All right then. Okay. So, did you hear? Our boy Kanye has a new album coming out.
I thought you were saying he did something weird.
No. Well, I mean, he's different. I don't want to say he's weird. I feel like Kanye's low key trying to protect his peace, and it just the way his version of protecting his peace just looks different to us.
It's like the ski mask.
Yes, I feel.
I'm not
feel
gonna
like
lie.
he's
I kind of feel the ski mask because there was a point in time where I was wearing a hoodie like all the time just because it made me feel like people weren't looking at me.
Kind of like Michael Jackson and his kids wearing blankets and stuff over their face and stuff. I get it. It's funny because I get it now. I'm like, yeah, why would you want?
I don't want them looking at me.
Right. I don't want them taking pictures of me, and if I'm making a weird face, or I just don't want pictures of me plastered around when I just don't feel like it. So yeah. Anyways,
but the album coming.
New album. It's called Donda.
Hey, I'm not
after
lying.
his mom.
It's probably gonna be like the best album of all time.
I think good Kanye is coming.
You think it?
I think good Kanye is coming. I think Jesus Walks Kanye is coming.
So auto-tune is gone. Please let auto-tune
you know
be gone.
what?
Please let Kanye stop doing
unless in some kind of Kanye genius way that it works for whatever message.
There's no more blood on the leaves.
Listen, I love Blood on the Leaves.
I like the song. That's it's a lot of auto-tune. But that's all I'm saying.
I feel like the auto-tune works with that song.
Yeah, but it's just a lot.
I feel like it works. I feel like it's a T-Pain situation where it just works for that song.
But you know what I mean by he just uses a lot of auto-tune.
No, yeah, of course. But I feel like we're getting good Kanye. I feel like we fist to get a masterpiece. So I can't wait.
So when is it coming? I don't know.
I don't remember. I know they just did the listening party like last night.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm ready.
If somebody got it,
I'm ready.
What's
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How can they reach you?
Hey, you can find me always on Instagram, man. No, I'm just playing.
But later on in the show. So, what did you want to talk about this week?
So let's talk about, what's in the news is Texas passing this critical race theory, right?
Okay, explain to the people what's critical race theory.
Well, first, let me just say, what's catching the most headline is the article of them saying that they're removing the morally wrong portion from the Ku Klux Klan. That's what's in the news. And that's what's catching the fire of the people, right?
Okay.
But for critical race theory, it's more so saying that racism can't be put on a person. It's because of, the legal system and other policies that produced potentially biased activities. But racism isn't based on a person, it's based on an ideal. So therefore Trump can't be racist.
Because he works for the government.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about Billy Bob, who doesn't have a job, who lives in a trailer park, or just works at your regular Walmart, who does not like black people and calls them porch monkeys every day? So does that mean he's not racist?
No.
He's
just because of the system of the way that the law is. It just made him feel like But you can't say that they're superior anymore either.
Can't say that who's superior.
You can't say one race is more superior than the other anymore.
So white people can't say that they're superior than everybody else. Is what you're saying, because they're the only ones that really
only in textbook. This is in textbook. This is school. We're talking about school and education.
Okay, so this is what's not going to be taught, or how it's going to be taught.
It can't be taught that way in school. So you can't say in school that, like you said, the Ku Klux Klan was morally wrong. You have to say, you can't really even talk about slavery anymore.
See, that's what bothers me.
And they're saying the reason why you can't talk about these things is because it causes divisive, it makes people feel like they're against white people. They saying that if you teach them about slavery, Jim Crow, and, because they've already taken Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech and then his letter from jail. They've already taken them out of the must-read curriculum. They've already taken out Cesar Chavez.
But my thing is, why would you take that away when that was such a big part of American history? It's not like we're talking about a small little blip. Slavery was how many years?
400.
Like 400 years.
It's been almost It's been over 400 years.
And even then, so are they taking out the like the Trail of Tears?
Yes. They've also, including a lot of African American items, they're taking out some of the Native American things too. So a smaller portion of time that they've already given in the text to education
is being eliminated.
Is even being more so reduced.
Are they getting rid of the Holocaust?
No.
Why not the Holocaust? Now listen. The Holocaust is, of course, it obviously was terrible, but the Holocaust is one of those things in history where there's not much that really affects me personally, emotionally. Right. But the Holocaust, the more I hear about it, the more I research movies and things like that, that shit really burns me up. So, and even then, that span of time was very insignificant to the length of slavery.
Right.
And then, all the stuff, everything that was done to the Native Americans and the taking of the land and stuff. So you mean to tell me they want to sugarcoat that?
But I'm going to tell you the difference between the Holocaust, Germany, and America with racism, right? Mm-hmm. At least Germany have taken the time to acknowledge their portion of that time of the Holocaust to say, look, we as a country did these things and we realize how bad these things are. We apologize and we're doing the things to correct the things that we've done. With America, it's more like, please don't look at this.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. That's just under the rug.
We know these things kind of happened, so they say, but they wasn't as bad as you think they were.
But they were actually worse than what we think they were.
But again, it comes down to who writes history.
Right.
You're not going to believe the history of a loser unless you came from the South.
And then of course the person that's telling it, they're going to tell it to where whatever side that they're on is more seen in a more favorable light. Because
the reason I say that, because one of the decrees that made me think about this was this is straight from the handbook, right? Mm-hmm. Saying that a teacher may not take part in a course, the concept to say that slavery constituted to the true founding of the United States, or that slavery and racism or anything other than the betrayals and failures to live up to what the principles of the country are.
So a teacher can't express their opinion if a kid has a question, or they can't make it seem like they can't acknowledge it. They can't say
that the country began to move faster because of slavery. You can't say that. You can't say that things in the country progressed because of slavery. Okay. Or things, or that America gains things from slavery. They're just saying that this happened, but America was in the progression of being great because, just like Trump said, they want to make it great again. America was great.
But so my thing is, we can't even really acknowledge slavery. Then why do we have Juneteenth as a holiday?
And that's the question I wanted to ask you.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
So we can celebrate Juneteenth now. It's a federal national holiday.
Teacher, what's Juneteenth and why are we off?
I would love to tell you about that, but part of the curriculum, I can't really tell you about that. Just know that people got free that was supposed to already be free. That's all I can tell you.
This is like a terrible NDA. They probably can't even say that. What are they going to tell them? You can't really tell them refer to your parents for guidance, refer to Google.
How do you teach, Emancipation Proclamation? Ain't that the big thing?
But what are they emancipating?
I can't
Niggas, slaves.
People was held in captivity. I can't tell you what kind of people they were.
Insurgents. So what are the different words? What are the different words?
Deserters?
No, not deserters. They were
POWs.
No, they call them indentured servants.
I mean, they were that.
Yeah, indentured servants. That's what they call them. Yeah. Not insurgents. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, we ain't paying them, but at least we giving them a place to live.
But what
they can't leave though. Can't leave.
What really makes me mad is how they don't want you to say. What'd you say? The KKK?
Yes, morally wrong.
They can't say that it's morally wrong. So what is it then, girl? What is the whole basis of the KKK? But also,
it's a fellowship.
But the thing is, they can't say that races. They can't mention that one race was superior than the other, and the whole point of the Ku Klux Klan is that they think they're better than everybody else. But they can't say that that's morally wrong. So homeschool your kids because this is ridiculous.
It don't matter because you can't talk about it anyway.
And then, but then why? So Black History Month. Like, so what do they talk about in Black History Month?
You just celebrate Black people. Think about it. They don't really teach.
But not go into, but the thing is,
they don't really teach, like, what the purpose of Black history is. They just tell you about a couple of black people, and then they go about their business.
So does that mean they're not going to talk about Martin Luther King anymore for Black history? Because think about it.
Yeah, but you can't make it a requirement of your students. You know, I can tell you about it, but you can't be like, okay, go read the speech and write me a paper because, you know what I mean? You can tell them, but you can't really play the speech. You can't make it a part of.
Yeah.
But think about it. In school, they only really talk about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks anyway. And Frederick Douglass. And some peanuts. You get the peanuts.
You get the peanuts. George Washington Carver. Yeah, but I don't.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's why. Well, but then again, look at who runs textbooks in the government and things like that. So they are going.
I didn't know that until I was looking at this. Like Texas produces most of the textbooks.
That's crazy. And then of course they want, books not to be so, but hey, ever since COVID and shit like that, now everything's digital, but even in the digital textbooks, they don't want them to be too long. They don't want them to be too much. So
I've always had the issue of like telling people like question the information that you're given.
Right.
Always question it.
Always have questions.
Look, I'm not saying,
especially if it doesn't make sense. If 2 + 2 is coming up to 5 in the textbook, but you like, no, 2 + 2 is supposed to be 4. You need to question that.
Because we haven't been that long since we were fighting for civil rights.
No. I mean, we're still fighting for some of those basic rights.
Yeah.
So.
But to omit this part of history for the whole reason that Black people are really here.
That's why we're here. We didn't grow up here. We weren't born and we didn't come out the dirt here. We're not supposed to be here.
Let me ask you a question. This is kind of off topic. How do you feel about the term African American?
I feel like African American, when I hear African American, it's like, okay, they're a descendant of Africa, kind of like their ancestors, people. They're from Africa. I have no problem with African American.
You don't have a problem with African American?
Real shit, I have more of a problem with Black. But you wouldn't think that about me. But African American makes sense versus if you're talking about someone who is straight up African, they were born and raised in Africa, or they were born in Africa versus African American, an American descendant of Africa. That's how I look at it.
That's how you look at it.
It's just long to say. I mean, Black is quicker, but
do you think there should be a distinction between African American as a person from Africa who live in America versus a person who's always lived in America as Black? Do you think there should be a distinction between the group of African?
I mean, if we just got that many Africans over here, maybe. But I know that sounds really bad. No, there are quite a few, especially depending on what region you're in. But I don't. It's not that big of a deal to me. I know there's that whole group or whatever that's
that rather be called Black.
Yeah, me personally, it doesn't.
I just always hate when they have Negro on it.
Negroes won't cross the line.
I'm not talking about the Spanish word either.
Even then, this is probably gonna sound bad. I don't mind when people say Black when it's like Black people saying Black, but white people put too much of an emphasis on that A, and it just bothers me. He's Black. Wait, what? I don't know why. That's exactly what I think. They say Black a little too long.
I didn't say it.
Black, and it's no. I'm like, yeah, he Black. That's different than Black. Then you'd be like,
I don't even think I would hear somebody say it like that. I'm gonna have to listen. Next time I'm in a room.
Pay attention. You know what they say on the Boondocks? White people say the whole word. Black. That's just, yeah, he's a Black guy. Think about it. Learn you something today.
Nah, look, I only brought this up as a topic because I want people to understand that information that your kids are learning at school changes year by year.
Find out what your kids are learning.
Know what your kids learning. Please know what your kids is learning and teach them the right thing. Make sure that whatever information that they get from school is what you want them to know about life.
Right. I mean, and of course, that's the one thing I kind of hate about our educational system is, you may not even be interested in history because you may want to necessarily learn how to cook and be a chef, but you have to learn about Napoleon Bonaparte and all this other bullshit just to pass to get a diploma to be able to go to the culinary school. So if there's some information that you want to make sure that your kids know about, history, your family's history, things like that, make sure it comes from you too. Make sure you tell them that. Because you cannot trust these folks writing the textbooks, especially if they out in Texas.
And you can't trust everybody with your kids. I don't believe what you say.
That was a word.
What is it?
By itself. Because listen, I'm not even gonna incriminate nobody tonight. I'm not gonna tell on them tonight.
Well, with that said, you got anything else for me? Like some pretty words of wisdom?
The petty words of wisdom this week. I don't know where that accent came from. I have no.
Sound like you don't need to watch Hocus Pocus when this is over.
I have never seen Hocus Pocus.
Bridgerton.
Lady, whistle down. No, I've never seen Hocus Pocus. Never.
Really?
I have never seen that. I know everybody's like, "How dare you?" And I love me some Bette Midler. Love her to pieces. Bette Midler is one of the greatest white women of all times for me. We need to do a video on that. Talk about our favorite white folks. But anyways, no, the petty words of wisdom this week. And it's funny because I didn't really learn this until like my mid-30s, to where I'm at now. But you can't get upset when everyone can be there for you when you can't be there for everybody.
I mean,
think about it, especially physically. You can't go to everybody's birthday party. I mean, some people can. I cannot, child. I cannot. You can't always physically be there or even emotionally because everyone kind of has their own stuff going on.
Yeah, and you might go through your own thing.
And you can't schedule, okay, I'm going to go through my thing and then I'm going to get out of it in case my friend goes through her thing so I can be there for her. Sometimes y'all are going through everything at the same time. Or they overlap. So don't be upset when people can't be there for you when you can't be there for everybody.
I can see that.
I mean, you have to pick your battles, pick and choose, and sometimes you just do it because, hey, I really fuck with you, so I'm gonna make sure I'm here for you no matter what. But at the same time, you cannot be there for everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all. That's the petty words of wisdom.
The petty words of wisdom.
The petty words of wisdom. I don't know who she is, but I like her. Yeah. That's it.
That's it. So let me tell you, man, I don't know if y'all know, but your boy's favorite thing to do is watch the show Wicked. It's coming to town and I bought tickets and I can't wait.
You know what? I have heard about Wicked for years, but I have never seen it. So this is going to be exciting.
Oh, Wicked coming to town and I'm going to...
You going to dress up?
I ain't dressing up.
You're not going to dress up? You're not going to put on a green face?
But I tell you, when they start singing Defying Gravity...
That's a wrap. So I gotta take video of you crying?
Keep my tissue.
Keep your tissue? Oh. So I ain't gonna be able to pay attention because I'm gonna be watching you cry.
I'm gonna be watching me watch the show.
Tears. Oh, okay.
It's the greatest show of all time.
Oh, okay. I can't wait though. I'm excited. I love plays. I don't do too many musicals, but there are a select few that I rocks with. So
hey, I'm just saying, if you ain't never seen it, take the time, figure out where it's at, go see it. If you like The Wizard of Oz, you'll love Wicked for sure.
Yeah, see, I love The Wizard of Oz. And I'm unpopular opinion. I don't care. Wizard of Oz was better than The Wiz.
You can't say
I
that.
said it. As an African American black girl. I said it.
You can't say that.
I did not care for The Wiz.
Damn.
I did not.
And
He's on Down the Road sounds like a slave song to me. Like they was out there.
Nephew.
He's on down the road. I hated it.
Now I just want to say, if you have any complaints about The Wiz, you can find us at www.jaye.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at
Jay Do Say.
And you can find your boy always at Lord Hayden. Or you can email us. Like if you got real strongly worded email about the Wiz.
Wait, or the Wizard of Oz.
Not the Wizard of Oz. If you got a strong worded email about the Wiz, you can just email us at jayehatah@gmail.com.
You.
I remember.
That's all of them. Good job.
I did it.
The gold star today.
That's right.
Anything else you want to tell the people?
I ain't got
Nothing else? Well, as always, thank you guys for listening to us and watching us. We appreciate you guys. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's coming.
So we gotta do something.
And I know we said it last week, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Hey, appreciate y'all every week for the listen.
Appreciate it.
I mean, we wouldn't do this thing without y'all.
Right.
We love this thing because
we may because we just like talking about stuff,
but we keep coming back for you.
We literally keep coming back for you guys because there are times when my energy is like, nah, girl, we're on some Lauryn Hill. We don't want to do it.
I ain't feeling it.
But then, where's the new episode at? So
I got you.
We're here.
It's coming.
We're gonna make sure we stay here for y'all. So
thank
you guys. And with that said, remember, protect your peace.